Hello, hello, hello. Hello, kids. I hope you enjoyed listening to the the poem that today, and I just wanted to remind you that poets use words in special ways so that their poems sound good and are fun to read aloud. Let's look at let's look at the anchor chart here and just talk a little bit about rhythm. Rhythm is a regular beat like you hear in music. Sometimes when you're reading poetry, you can snap your fingers or clap to the beat of the words in the poem, and it just makes reading more fun. Also, when words have the same sounds at the end, they rhyme. In a poem, rhyming words usually make a pattern of repeated sounds. This also makes the poem more interesting and fun to read. So, as you're listening to the story again today, let's see how many different elements of poetry that we can identify. We can look for rhythm, the beat of the words. We can look at rhyme, see how many sets of rhyming words we can find. We can also look at describing words. I know that when we read the story about the tree, and they describe the trees, the way they look, the way they sound, the way they feel, even the way they taste. So that was a really cool poem for us to read. Let's look at the story. Which part do we eat? The poem. And let's just listen to and see if we can identify the rhythm. And you can clap along at home too.
Let's run to the garden and pick us a treat. But which part do we eat? Green beans, okras, and peppers are odd. We eat the pod. Tomatoes and baby zucchini are cute. We eat the fruit. Asparagus, celery, what about them? We eat the stem.
Did you hear the phrases that were repeated over and over? Listen. We eat the fruit. We eat the stem. We eat the pod. So, in all of these different stanzas, it had rhyming words and it also had phrases that repeat. Do you know what the purpose of that was? Why the author may have chose to put those elements of poetry in? Makes it funner, doesn't it? Let's look at the next one. Lettuce, spinach, and chard, I believe we eat the leaves. Carrots and turnips and yams aren't fruit, we eat the root. Peas, corn, and lima beans aren't weeds, we eat the seeds. And broccoli's filled with vitamin power, we eat the flower. Say power, flower. Weeds, seeds. Fruit, root. Believe, leaves. A lot of rhyming words on this page, weren't they? And a lot of repeated phrases.
Stem, leaf, pod, fruit, flower, seed, or sturdy root. Chop them and cook them and serve them on dishes. Fresh, crispy veggies are mighty delicious.
Can you clap that with me at home? Listen. Stem, leaf, pod, fruit, flower, seed, or sturdy root. Chop them and cook them and serve them on dishes. Fresh, crispy veggies are mighty delicious. Could you hear the rhythm in that part? I sure could. All right, boys and girls, I enjoyed going over some of the elements of poetry with you in this selection. I always listen for the rhythm, the rhyme, the describing words. Also, you can have alliteration, where I'm trying to find that. Let's see, maybe it's the next one. Yeah, there it is. When you hear like words that it starts with the same beginning sound, like Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, that has alliteration where it used that same p sound. So just always keep in mind that when we're reading texts of poetry, just be thinking, what elements can I find in that poem? And I wonder why the author chose to use them. Keep reading and have a great day.